सुरू करायचा.
हो, हो.
अश्विनी, शाबाश, बरं वाटलं तुला पाहून, ये. छान. सुरू करायचा आता. अजून श्वेता ढोकरे पण आल्या,
हो, हो.
ती पण जॉईन होती. बर, सुरू करू दे शाखा.
हो, हो.
व्हेरी गुड. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. महायोगी स्वामी उमानंद सरस्वती की जय. फार छान अशा एका सिस्टमला तुम्ही इंट्रोड्यूस करून दिलंय मला विशाखा. आणि माझ्या मनात आलं ज्ञानदेवांचं तत्वज्ञान हे आपण पहिले त्याच्याकडे पूर्णतया लक्ष देऊ. म्हणजे ते कुठून आहे, ज्ञानेश्वरीतला आहे का अमृतानुभव मधला आहे का हरिपाठातला आहे, हा विषय वेगळा. फक्त बेसिकली त्यांचं तत्वज्ञान आपल्याला काय सांगते जर विचार करायचा आहे तर आपल्याला अमृतानुभवचा बेस पहिले घ्यावा लागेल. आणि ज्ञानदेवांची ज्ञानेश्वरी जी येते की ती भगवद्गीतेवरची कॉमेंट्री. वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक इन इंग्लिश, राईट? Okay, so I'll shift to English. So basically we are going to refer to Amrutanubhav rather than Jnaneshwari, because Jnaneshwari is a commentary on Bhagavad Gita. And we want to know exactly what was the original philosophy, or how does he want to explain, Nandi wants to explain. Because it is so said that Nivrittinath, the guru of Sri Jnaneshwara and elder brother, he once told Gnandev, you have already talked about Bhagavad Gita. It is time you write about the philosophy in your own words, your version of philosophy. So if we need to really understand Gnandev in proper light, I think we should try to study Amrutanubhav as the basic text, and we will introduce whenever necessary, the other contents from Jnaneshwari and Bhagavad Gita. So first we would like to start with what exactly was main concept of Jnandev. So we will start with a beautiful shlok, which is a Mangalacharan in Amrutanubhav. Charam anakyam anandam ajikevalam Sri Nivrittinatheti kyatam daivatam ashraye. Now the idea was, what was so special about this? So the invincible, yadaksharam aksharam, imperishable, indescribable, blissful, permanent, some supreme whom we call God, has manifested as per Jnanadev, has manifested in his own house as his elder brother. So for us, whom we call as God, for Jnanadev, he saw that God manifesting in his own elder brother in the house. Now this opened a new dimension, and he kept on telling us that yes, God can incarnate himself in the form of a mortal human being. Of course, in mythology, we have almost all our gods. We have given them, even the saints, we tell them that they come all the way, they are considered as the incarnations, the avatar of gods, various gods on earth. Like Durvasa was considered to be the Lord Shiva on earth. So we have various examples where we know that actually the saints who are here are considered to be the incarnations of God. So similarly, Jnanadev also firmly started believing that Nivrittinath is actually none other than God, whom we consider, we all call common man's language, is imperishable, is invincible, is indescribable, is permanent, is supreme, is most powerful. All that was looked upon by in Nivrittinath by Sant Jnanadev. Now, this was his basic first statement of philosophy, if you want to say, that he believed that the God can appear in the form of a mortal. Second belief was that he is approachable. He is approachable as a family person, as a brother, as a sister, as a somebody close, relatively close, and whom he could interact with, even as a mother or a father. He could interact with them. Now, what was the reason? Why would he see a common man like him and consider that he is God? Because there was a very extraordinary subject or field of knowledge which was introduced to Sant Jnanadev, through Nivrittinath. He introduced him to a Vidya, a knowledge, Atmagyan, which was called Shankari Vidya. All right, we have hundreds of teachers who introduce us to various subjects. Why was it special again? What was so special about Shankari Vidya that Nivrittinath was really had given something so prestigious? Could it be something so prestigious? Yes, the main thing which was contributed to Shankari Vidya is its compassionateness. The knowledge was completely compassionate. How can knowledge be compassionate? You may ask me, how can knowledge be compassionate? Yes, it promised two things. It could be available to any common man, irrelevant of its worthiness, his wealth, his anything. That was the first thing. And secondly, it could liberate anybody and lead that person to immortality. Now imagine, these two were the basic needs of Santa Jnanadev's society at that time. And Dhaneshwara must have felt, my God, here is a man, he's my own real brother, and he's willing to give something to all of them, all around me. So I should be able to definitely revere this man, this knowledge, this path. He started realizing how this knowledge was emerging through Sri Nivrittinath. And then he started, as the knowledge started dawning upon him, he started realizing there is no much difference between the Brahma and his own brother Guru. I'm going to lead you to a very beautiful secret. I'm also learning now, and I should say thank you to all of you all because you are making me study. I'm also enjoying that concept. The moment I realize, yes, he keeps on seeing, he starts seeing everywhere, because most of us, we also, when we meet a Guru, first we see our Guru only in our Guru. Then we start seeing Guru as if who has come, sometimes some people come right time, at the right time, right moment to help us, and then we say, my Guru has sent you, my Guru has helped you, me through you. So we start seeing that Guru in some others too. And finally a time comes when this belief takes such roots that you start seeing Guru in any situation, through any person. Today itself I had a very strange experience. I was asked in the morning before I left from the house that I should be donating certain amount for the poor, just 200 rupees it was, for poor to eat. So when I went to I was driving down to the ashram, I went to the petrol pump and I saw one lady come. Normally I don't extend more than 10 rupees or 10, 20 rupees maximum. But suddenly I felt I had to give 200. Might as well give her 100. And when she came near, I told her, come to me. And then I gave her one note of 100 rupees. She was so happy, not only happy, she went a couple of steps behind, she turned back, and with both her hands, she kept on doing like this to me. And to my surprise, I was in tears. I was in tears. I had no reason. It was just a very poor, ordinary lady. And suddenly I felt, could it be that I was asked to give and it was received by somebody so probably needy, or someone more, or God must be wanting to give to that person. Whatever it was, I experienced tremendous joy and tremendous, tears. They had choked me. They had choked. So then we started looking, and they started seeing Nivrittinath in Shiva. Shiva in Nivrittinath. More than that, he started seeing him in all mortals around. And his belief took such strong roots in him that later he started fighting for that concept in the common public by telling all scholars and the pandits, no, God dwells in each one. Another very beautiful thought came up to me when I realized. Now I have tried to write this, my chapters, I've started writing them. There are chapters which are coming up. I want all of you to see. One sign I've written. I don't know whether I can show it to you all. So I just show this to you. I don't know what this sign is. Yes, one line I've drawn from Guru to, Guru to God and God to Guru. Now, these are the similar signs I am trying to write. All the other chapters have fallen into some similar category. In 2 days, I wrote 10 chapters. And it was not, everything was new about it. Everything was new about it. So the first thing he started seeing was God is Guru and Guru is God. Not only that, he started seeing Guru in everyone, and he started seeing God in everyone. Now, this is the basic philosophy on which Jnandev has built up. Whatever it has emerged out of Jnandev's works, writings, thought process, philosophy. The basic key sentence was basically this. Now, the second which thought struck me was beautiful. When he started seeing this, he realized it that maybe, I'm sure Vishakha, you will see a very beautiful point in this. That God, the immortality to God has come because he is continuously using some perishable matter again and again and again and again. So the end doesn't come to the immortality. Mortal and immortal, they are just two entities, let's say two entities. And the immortality has decided, or the immortality is continuous because it keeps on taking another form and again taking another form, again taking another form. So overall, like if you start seeing a fan which keeps on rotating round and round, because the blades follow one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, you start seeing only the center of the fan. We don't see the blades, we don't see. Similarly, something similar to it has happened, where immortality is either using the mortal form or the mortal form nature is designed so that it keeps on taking the support of immortality and continues to exist. So overall, the world thinks to be a one complete. It's like sea and water, sea and rains. You take the sea and the rains. Amrutanubhav had all these examples. My Shabda Yog book will give you all the details also. Now, what does he see? What does Jnanadev see? That the sea water has turned into rain due to the vapors, and then again the rainwater enters into the sea, and again the sea water becomes a rain. Now, this is some sort of a sport which is going. And Jnanadev, very beautifully poetic mind of Jnanadev tells us that it was like a romantic union. Sport was enjoyed by the two Shiva Shakti. Shiva Shakti, he calls the two. There are two. We call them God and Guru, or you call them spirit and matter, or you call them Brahma and Maya, whatever you want. There are two things which are coming together, and they are continuously reviving themselves with the help of the other. So there is no perishability at all. There is just transformation. Like you have the apple and the seed. The apple is there, the seed is in the form of seed. Later, again the apple comes up, again the seed. Of course, you say this apple goes, there's another seed here. Maybe, but overall, the nature is what? It is just a changing and transformation. There is no perishability. You take any oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, trees, grass, take anything. There is a continuous rotation, and therefore the world seems an unending. What is special about these Shiva Shakti? Both now, just like water in sea, in Devanagiri we call it Sagar, ocean. The same thing when it is in the river, we call it Nadi, which is a female entity, and Sagar is a male entity. The water element in both is the same. And therefore, something similar is there with Shiva Shakti. Though they sound as if they are male and female, actually the immortality concept of the Shivatva is the only thing which is occupying. It is occupying the two. So basically, I have a feeling Jnanadev realized it because he saw Guru so closely, and because he realized Guru has handed him over something so precious to the world. He must have been a very attuned to do something good to the society. The child must have been a golden heart. He must have really been concerned about the common man, because at that time, the pundits and scholars, they were discriminating the people, and they were preventing people from acquiring knowledge. So here was a boy, young boy must have got really seen that the society is going wrong, and he realized that his brother has come from nowhere and he has given him some sort of a knowledge. And he said, you take this knowledge and you will start seeing. You will start. And we have seen his life sketch if you go through. He was able to make yeah, call it oxen, almost a buffalo, almost in the weight. But this must have been something very surprising for Gandhi. And because of that knowledge which was compassionate, which was given to him, he has looked upon Nivruttinath as one of the greatest. Now we all look upon our gurus great because they have handed over something to us. They have given us something which we are able to hold on to and grow with it. And we are growing with it. So therefore, we want to highlight, we want to thank, we are expressing our gratitude to the gurus because they've given us something. And same thing had happened here. And because he kept on believing in it, it started manifesting. It started manifesting around. He was able to see Guru in all, God in all. Not only that, it almost took a feeling that immortality is probably using the mortal man to keep himself alive. It is continuous. I mean, it doesn't mean that they are using us. No, it is helping mankind to live its own life, whatever it is. Let's not, because in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, I want to be one with Arjun now. But suppose I am one with the Arjun, what will happen? I will not be able to enjoy. Now, I give you a very beautiful, easy example of that. I'll give you a very beautiful, easy example. Suppose I take a mirror. It's there in Amrutanubhav. It's nothing of my own. But I have liked the text and I'm understanding it because I have decided to study that and put it forward. So 50% credit goes to all of you. Suppose you take a mirror and you look into the mirror. Then of course you see yourself in the mirror. First, you don't know who you are, how do you look, whatever it is. So somebody helps you with the mirror. First time you are ignorant about your own appearance or looks. Then comes the mirror. And the mirror tells you, all right, you are okay. You got some extra powder or something extra, whatever it is, you are okay. So that knowledge now has come to you with the help of a mirror, an external situation, and with the help of the eyes, the sense organs, and you have now overcome the ignorance, the earlier ignorance, with the help of an external source. And you have gained the knowledge that you are in a good shape. Now, after some time, somebody comes and says, you just give me that mirror, I need it. So they take the mirror away. And if they take the mirror away, what is left? You feel, do you vanish? No. Now you are still there. Now this is true knowledge. This is true knowledge. So we have three sets here. There was one ignorance. Then there was second thing, which was considered to be knowledge, but it was through some media, which was either a mirror and the eyes and the intellect. And then both were removed. The eyes were no more seen. The mirror was taken away. And yet you could know that you were there. That was true knowledge. So there are three. One is ignorance. Second is the false knowledge. And third is the true knowledge. Now this true knowledge, now what has Gandhi said, that when the ignorance goes away, the false knowledge also goes away. So instead of saying false knowledge, Gandhi has used that jnana suddha samta. Vidya, ajnan, the ignorance, the knowledge also goes. Suddenly we wonder, okay, if the knowledge goes, what will remain? Yes, now what will remain? First, it is not, true knowledge does not go. True knowledge emerges. True knowledge emerges. And the knowledge which was mediated through some sense organs and through mirrors and all, that have passed away. That has passed away. And now the true knowledge has emerged. Now this true knowledge, why? What is the difference between the earlier knowledge and this knowledge? Has it added some extra glow to the picture that you are existing? And no, the earlier one, with the mirror that you are seeing and the one that you are seeing, what is the difference? The difference is between being and seeing. The difference is between being and seeing. Without the mirror, I'm being. I'm being myself. I know I'm there. I exist. I'm existing myself. But when and what does man like most? He loves to see himself in the mirror. So when you see yourself in the mirror, it is then when you feel happy. You feel happy. Now for us, now suppose for me, if I have to go and I go and speak on MIT dais, I feel very happy. So MIT dais is like a mirror for me, in which I see myself. Without that MIT talk, am I not as I am? I am. Has there been something extra added, reduced in me? No. I'm as perfect as I am. What I would be there, I'm here. But there I'm going to see myself. And therefore it's going to add to my joy. Now this is exactly what God wanted. He created the world. Like for him, MIT, like MIT is for me, world is, let's say, for God. So he created the world so that he could see himself. Because just being is sometimes not enough. Joy also needs to be enjoyed. So therefore he needed to see himself, and he started wanting to see himself. So he created the world, and in almost every person, every bit, because he got a chance. Instead of MIT, let's say now USA has given me a dice, Vishaka has given me a dice. So every time I meet you or I see you, I know there is some stage for me where I can see myself performing, doing some work. And if the stage is not there, am I not myself complete? I am. But still, what is missing? The missing element is the joy. Because one loves to see oneself in action, or one loves to see oneself doing something. That's the beauty of life. Even my Gurudev used to say, joy should be enjoyed. Joy needs to be enjoyed. So existence is a joy, no doubt. But joy has to be enjoyed. And it can be enjoyed by seeing. And to see, you need a stage, or you need a dais, or you need something, or somewhere where you can work, you can see yourself. For us now, this example will give us clear idea why God needed the world. Otherwise, God doesn't need anything. He's complete by himself. Just as I would say, I'm all by myself, it's complete for myself. But then why am I still wanting a stage? I want to stage because I love to see myself. Everybody loves to see one's own self. And that seeing is very important. That seeing is very important. That seeing is very important. So this was the basic reason. Now another very beautiful thought Nandip gives us. Now these are all Nandip's words, Nandip's thoughts. I'm only able to study and understand it better now, and I'm very happy I'm studying. Another very beautiful thought emerged in this one. And that was, what was that thought? That Nandip says, one day, night decides. The night decides to go in search of day. She says, I want to meet day, and I'm tired of my stubborn blackness and darkness. I want to just meet the day and feel good for myself. Keeps on walking and walking and walking. Doesn't meet. Finally, it feels frustrated and decides to commit suicide and dies. The moment it dies, she gets embraced by the day. She gets embraced by the day. Now, one will wonder then, suppose we want to see, because before that, I would like to explain to you about spirit and matter, about a lamp and a light. I had started and had stopped. Suppose you want to see the sun, you have to follow the rays. Suppose you want to see the object, you have to go through the reflection. If there are no rays, you know the sun is not there. Similarly, the spirit and matter, which are changing form, can we trace one and end up with the other? Yes. So if we try to trace ourselves, That's why meditation on self is important. We will be able to reach the ultimate truth. That's the connection. Spirit and matter are connected like sun and rays are, like Guru and God is, like water and waves are. So you concentrate on any one and you end up with the other. That's why the people like Nandi are asking us, go and meditate on yourself. Because you are, the moment you start finding yourself, you are going to go and meet the ultimate. So when the night decides to meet and she has to die, the question obviously will come then, do we need to die to meet God? No. And Dev says that my own eyes have seen my death. So obviously he has not died. Then what has happened? Now let me tell you, this is remarkably beautiful. And it struck me when I'm studying now for all of ourselves. Take any subjects, take anything which ends up in a different form. Suppose you take a metal, and if the metal has to die, it will transform itself into liquid. It doesn't perish. You take any object, if you take even log of wood, you burn it, it will end up into a burning log, or it will end up into ash. If ash is applied on the body, it will end up with the color left behind on your body. There is a continuous change, transformation. There is no total perishability of anything. There is no total perishability of anything. Now, even we want to, suppose we decide that we want to try and find God, what will happen to us? Very beautifully, Gnandev has introduced another little angle to this. He says we make a lot of use of words because we want to overcome ignorance. We want to use words. We keep on talking to ourselves, and he, of course, describes them as four vanis and all. But even when he describes them as four vani, consider even if there is one vani, let's not worry about four vanis. But even if you say one vani is speech, and you are using words, you are using umpteen words, hundreds of words. Nyandev says, when are you going to pay back? Because it is getting used to enlighten you. But then thousands of people are talking and none of them are enlightened. He says that means all these words which are being used to create enlightenment, to give enlightenment to people, what is happening? Why aren't they getting enlightened? Because the words are being abused probably wrongly or not completely or not with thought or whatever it is. Somehow it's not bringing us the knowledge. Now, if at all, then what is it? Then it ends up into debates. These words which are used, they end up into debates. Now, debates end up into philosophic talks. Now, philosophic talks also, it is still not clearing the ignorance. So, if at all they are supposed to create, then they have to die. Philosophic talks have to die, have to end. And you will say, then what will remain? If the words also end, what is going to remain? Very, very beautiful word. The moment one gets enlightened, the world itself vanishes as if you become the world. There is a complete Drishyam Shariram, is Shiva Sutra tells you. The entire scene, which is supposed to be an object, and I am seeing something, so I is a subject, and seeing something, that scene is the object. But what happens when even the philosophy comes to an end, the words come to an end, the Vedanta, Veda ends into something. What does it end into? Enlightenment. And what does enlightenment give you? The words have to go into silence. What is going to be left? Only you, because even the world is going to become a part of you. These are the basic 4 to 5 thoughts, which are basics of Gnandev's philosophy. First thought, Guru has become a god, or a god has come in the form of a Guru. Or forget about Guru. God is himself appearing in the form of a mortal. He is probably, because of the continuous mortal and changing of the garb of the mortal for it, he is Immortality is continuously prevailing. The world continues to exist as one screen. Secondly, he is available in every human being. He is going to lead every human being to light. Third, if you want to trace the lamp, you have to either trace the light and go to the lamp, or hold the lamp and have the light. And because fourthly, we as the spirit and matter are in hand, like God and Guru. You trace the Guru, you get the God. You trace the God, you get a Guru. So this is a very established belief of Nandi. We are talking about Nandiv's philosophy. We are talking about Nandiv's philosophy. Then when we are going to follow one, we are going to end up with the other, as if they are the two ends of the same string. The moment we end up with a particular path, we are following one, we are going to end up there. Just as he talks about the rays and the sun. And he also tells, all right, you discover yourself and you'll end up knowing God. You discover yourself and you end up knowing God. And he tells everything perishes. What is the first thing as a philosopher in the world of words? He says that we have used so much of the words. We need to, because the words are being used to enlighten man. The words are being used to enlighten man. Even to tell the person, there is a well, there is a road, there is a, this point is here, this Deccan is here, or you have a glass is under the table, whatever it is. The words are used to enlighten man. And if the words are being used to enlighten man, we owe something to the words. And we are not able to give anything to the words. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it, because the words have to finally end up into silence. They have to die. If you have to be knowledgeable, they have to die. But if they die, will they perish? No. What will happen? They're going to change into debates, into talks, philosophic talks. Person wants to talk, but the moment you understand, you've heard something, you've understood something, you want to keep on talking about it. The moment you keep on talking, still the words also have to end up into silence. Why? Because the stage comes when the enlightenment comes. The words simply, the world also vanishes. The world also vanishes. Now, these are a few of the 5 main topics today which I have dealt with. And I have talked about almost 5 topics of Amrutanubhav. And the next 5 topics we will continue in part 2. Vishakha Ma had said that I should take one topic per time, but the topics are very vast. But this is the easiest way I could understand myself, and I thought that it could be the easiest way of even passing on the information. That how a Guru and God being one was in the roots of Nanddev, how God, immortal and mortal, unitedly worked towards continuously establishing immortality. The purpose of being continuously showing you the picture of immortality was nothing but using of these. That's why Sri Krishna tells, last 13 lives I know myself and you have not known you. Obviously, a man is not using the spirit. Mortal cannot use the spirit. Matter cannot use the spirit. The possibility that spirit is using the matter. Spirit is using the matter. But of course, every time it is using, the purpose is to enlighten us. So there is nothing right and wrong about it. It is a fact which is probably seen. And therefore, to have this knowledge, which is considered to be compassionate, is only using the matter to see that the matter person is left, taken away from bondage to liberation. Now we'll talk about liberation in your next talk. I think this should be a talk which will just give us some idea about Amrutanubhav and Santa Jnanadev. So I think we can stop here. How was it? Any questions?
Yes, I have a lot of some questions, some just thoughts to ponder upon. But let's see if
Please do.
others have any such things. Also, mostly I'm seeing people who are joining from India. If they are comfortable, we can even have these in Marathi if that is everybody is comfortable. So
These girls that I know who are here, they are good in English.
okay, so we
Yes.
don't have any issue. Okay.
Yes. I was probably, I'm not able to contact some of them. So but doesn't matter. It will grow gradually. We probably need to work on this. I need to learn. Arpit is going to come and teach me after next week. This week I was very hard tied up. Next week I'm expecting Arpit. So he'll teach me about all this, how to go about more systematically. But anyway, Shaka, also you can lead me very well. You told me about what to type and all. So I think we can manage it.
Yes,
We
yeah.
can manage it. And in any case, they are going to be converted into talks, recorded talks, which we can put on YouTube. So I think that should be all right. I haven't recorded now. So right now you have recorded, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when you record it, you'll send me the recording.
Yes.
Okay. The moment you send, then I can forward it. Very good.
So
Any other question? Yes. Question?
Nice. Today Milind is also joined.
Yes,
Yes.
I couldn't connect last time. That's the problem.
Oh, where is you?
It was changed suddenly after some time. She couldn't.
Milind has also written a book on Amrutanubhav. So I wanted him to listen to my talk today because I'm discovering some new angles, easier angles. How was it, Milind?
It was good, yeah. There's always a different angle each time you study these works.
Right. How come I'm not able to see you?
I can see you.
You can see me, okay.
You see the window.
Anyway, but these are the first 5 topics I have touched upon. And let's see, we'll be going to the next few topics. Next Sunday, we'll complete the text. And let's see. So, which has any other question?
I find this seeing and being a very interesting.
Yes.
So
It struck me like a lightning. Yes. Seeing.
Usually the thing is like, since we are into Akarma Yoga, that doing and being is always that we keep seeing. But then today, this idea of sensories, how sensories can lead to the being, and then they also can obstruct your being. That both thing made very clear with that example you gave of a mirror. If you keep looking at yourself through the mirror only, then you will not be able to experience yourself.
Yes. So in one way you are experiencing, that's true knowledge, but still you prefer to have yourself seen in the mirror because one loves to see oneself. The world is like a mirror on which you project yourself, you see yourself. You can exist without mirror, but still the mirror is needed so that you can see yourself. So world is like a mirror to people, and work is the only way you can see yourself in the mirror and feel happy about it.
Yes.
So it's very important that
related with the whole pratyahara process. Why pratyahara is necessary? Because experiencing the world is also necessary, but then pratyahara will also give you the opportunity to go beyond sensories and experience yourself.
Yes, that is true knowledge. That is definitely true knowledge. But again, it gets manifested because you need to manifest it. World is a manifested situation. Just being by yourself may not be enough. Joy also needs to be enjoyed. So even your existence needs to be known by you. And that is exactly why Lord is supposed to have created the world, because he was not probably just happy being in the world, being the world itself. He wanted to see the world also, see himself in the world. And that's how they are normally described. God was alone, lonely, and therefore decided to create somebody similar like him. Very nice.
Yeah. So also this thought just now what you said, and you earlier also mentioned that when the mirror is removed, the true knowledge remains. So that's another very beautiful, very powerful thought.
Yes, correct.
To ponder upon.
Yes.
Also, this perishability and non-perishability, that process of continuity, that was a very new thought.
New thought, even it was new for me. I also 2 days ago realized it. It struck me in the morning, Brahma Muhurta. And I realized it that no, somewhere that this picture is being continually seen. Actually, everything is perishing, but it is not being realized as perishing because some other form is immediately created in that. Therefore, there is an endless continuous immortality.
So if we connect this thought to the previous thought, then perishability is about the external what we are seeing, and that
Correct.
continuous is imperishable. So
Correct.
so that also that
Yes. So
connection.
therefore, the true knowledge about yourself is imperishable. Yes. That's why initially it is described indescribable, imperishable, permanent is the description given of God. And that God, Nanddev was able to locate that no, this same God has appeared in the form of my Guru in my house as my brother. And this took such deep roots that it helped him to see the same mortal and immortal combination, and he saw the immortality in every mortal. So it was something where, because he was only a young boy of 6 to 16. So in that growing years, he has been blessed with the best of the thoughts given by by Nivrittinath. And he handed over a knowledge which was so compassionate in nature that it could liberate everybody. That was what probably made Nanddev really a devotee of a guru, because there was compassion in that knowledge which was handed over. And the knowledge was compassionate, the guru was compassionate, luckily his own brother. And it started working, it started showing results. And therefore, finally, he was able to realize that no, it is not only in one individual, it is there all over the world. The combination of spirit and matter is nothing, but they go hand in hand. And it is supposed to be a sport. A sport, very poetically, Nandeva said, it's like a sport which was loved. They two separated only to enjoy the act of joining again, uniting. That was something beautiful. Any other question? Milind? Raju?
No?
What I liked about the most one thought that you said that God is Guru and Guru is God.
Yes.
We never came to know that how the God looks like. I don't know whether we can able to meet him or not. But when the Guru is there, we know that yes, the God is in front of me. I can speak to him. I can take blessings from him.
Yes.
That's very beautiful.
That was the basic feeling of Nanddev, which already made he grew, because that is how the knowledge was supposed to grow in a person, human being. It's not how great the Lord is, it's how humble can we be. That's probably the way it is. And how kind you can be. And how easily you can see and believe that he exists everywhere. Probably that enlightens us. Very nice. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Ashwini, how was it? You are mute. Ashwini, you have to, yeah, now you can talk.
Okay. Jai Gurudeva Tai.
Yes, Jai Gurudev.
Yeah. The link that you shared, that it is perishable and imperishable, from spirit to matter. Like we are all in a matter form, and the spirit is given in charge to accomplish the goal. And for that, the spirit is searching the matter. That is what I feel. I'm on the right track. I'm understanding a little bit of it.
Right,
and
right.
And it is going in search of it. And here the God or the Guru takes the form again of a perishable human being, just to let the person, the human being, make him aware that he is there and he will keep guiding you to the right track. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, you're right. Some role is there in the spirit, and some role is undertaken by the matter. They cannot work individually at all. They need each other. That's the uniqueness of that relationship, that they both need each other, and they are complete on their own, but yet when they come together, they again they are complete. We take a small example, like sugar in its own is complete, tea bag is complete, but when you bring them together, they again form a complete cup of tea. So it's not like two halves taken and formed one. They are two ones and formed one. Another
Yeah.
beautiful example I would like to give you before I proceed. 0 has no value. And 1 has got, say, let's say, a value. Now, 0 is supposed to be, it means either the person is useless or it's like a stone. So I've had to, this is a beautiful topic. So I'll just continue a little more. 0 is before 0, if 0 has no value, but before prefix, it's like prefix. If you use it before 1, 1 will not gain. And if it is put after 1, it gains strength. Now, suppose that Shakti is 1 because it's seen, and 0 is Shiva because he's not seen. So, to understand, we are saying if one still decides to keep the 0 near. Why? Because the moment it accepts 0 near, its potential increases 10 times. So 1, you write 0 after that. Now, is 0 really not that powerful? It is, because 0 is considered to be, let's say, as a stone. If stone sculptures are made and the idols are made, all are made in stone. You can imagine that one little Pandharpur made of 0 degree there, 0 item there, yet has got thousands of followers. Shakti takes up the forms and names and numbers. And thousands of followers come. It's actually just a 0 there. It's just a stone there. But still, what has happened because of that 0? The number of followers have running into lakhs now. So 0, whether it's before or after, they are both equally important. 0 comes before or after, it still is equally important. After 1, there's a beautiful example I would like to give about Michelangelo. He's a sculptor from Italy. And he used to touch a stone to carve. But every time he touched the stone, he realized that the stone spoke to him. And the stone told him that, all right, now this is a figure I would like to have, or this is not the figure I want to have. And Michelangelo would carve it. So there was in Mandiva's words, if you say, did the stone speak? So if the stone spoke, then alone Michelangelo has probably given a face to that. Or if Michelangelo could hear the stone, then the stone has got the face. Now this is how the stone speaks to the followers, the disciples. They are gods, but they speak to disciples. And this speech between the two, one is absolutely 0 and one is one single number. But the speech between two is what is known as initiation. That is Diksha. That is Diksha. So these are all simply Gnandev's interpretations, his understanding. I'm only able to understand a little bit and pass it on to you. But this is his understanding. And if the stone spoke, then it was heard by the devotee. Therefore, today, even if you have the idols made of, the other day, one of the people in Atlanta had asked me, why do you have to worship gods? Why do you need idols? So I said, what do they tell you? So he said, they tell me nothing. I said, think hard. I said, think hard. So what do they tell you? So he said, no, I don't know. But I said, then you let me tell you. They tell you not to speak, not to breathe, not to blink. And if you can be as steady as that, you will become me. Now, this is like the stone speaking to the followers and the disciples. We have Turzapur, Alandi, Pandharpur. What are they? They are nothing but stones there. But see how they have become the places of pilgrimages and holy centers. That is the beauty between of the 0 and the 1. 0 is Shiva and 1 is matter. Any other question?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Nice. It was very beautifully spoken by you. And especially the mirror part.
Okay.
Like we all need to project ourselves, and it is only our work, how we be ourselves. And we really like to see ourselves in that mirror.
Yes.
So that is a beautiful explanation.
Yes, very good. I'm glad. Vishakha, do you think it's more clear this way, Amrutanubhav?
Absolutely.
Very good. I've got my Shabda Yoga book is there. Maybe I've not done justice to that book in that particular book, but while explaining that book now, I'm able to do a little more justice to it. So, Milind, want you also to read that again and see if you can interpret it again. See if you want to. Okay?
No, I'll take another look at it, yeah.
Yeah, you take care. Okay. Should we stop here?
Yeah. So, Tai, if we can define what topic you're going to take the next week, so we can,
Should we continue with the philosophy of Gandhi for another 1 or 2 more texts
yes,
or 2 more talks?
yes. I mean,
Yes.
we'll now take everyone. Others can also suggest. What I have done is I have created a WhatsApp group
Yes.
just for your sessions. So what
Yes.
I do is I will send the link of that group to you, and you can
Okay.
forward it to all these people. So what we
Okay.
will do is, so that the communication becomes faster. Now what is
Okay.
happening is that I create the link, then I give it to you, then you forward. So if
I'm sure now when Arpit will come and teach me these couple of things easily.
yeah,
maybe
no, that's okay. What we have to do is, if you guys are there on WhatsApp, what I can do is you can just, I will send you the link, and if you can join that group, then just all I have to do is, once I create the link, I have to just send it to on that group, and all of you will receive it. And then we can also do a little bit of communication, like you can suggest, since you know you've been with Swamiji for a long time, you may be able to give more suggestion about what you want to hear next, or anything like that, and small sharings after every session what we learned or something, so that will kind of give everyone just relevant to this sessions only. We will communicate, no other forwards or anything like that, just about the session. So if you guys like the idea,
Yeah, that sounds good.
yeah,
that will be okay. That will be okay.
because otherwise we are using multiple platforms for communication, messenger, this, that, and then some people might just, like earlier I saw Raju joining, and then he logged out because he didn't see you, he saw me, and he
Yeah, yeah,
was wondering, okay,
no,
what class I am in. So
no,
there's
that's not. I thought it will take some time, so I just logged out.
yeah, no, but it can happen to anybody, right? Because
Yeah.
so let the communication be quick and simple, so that way it will be easier.
Okay, you will have to just tell me again systematically 1 day or 2 days before Sunday, so
Yes.
we'll be able to do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Take care.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
thank you.
Score, cricket score. I touched 304. India versus Pakistan. I want to
330